Good morning, everyone, from round 4 of Rally X here in Kouvola. You've got to forgive me for my voice, so I'm going to let the drivers do most of the talking. But we did have a very dramatic supercar final at round 3 yesterday, and we're going to find out about everything that happened after we went off air. And we are going to start with Thomas, who I did interview as the winner yesterday on air, but afterwards there was a steward's decision that took the victory away from him, and then started a process yesterday, Thomas, of trying to get that victory back. Tell us what went on.
Yeah, because I felt that I was wrong treated by the race director, so I was going to the jury and show my side of the story, and then they decide that I haven't done anything wrong, so I could get the win back, so that was nice.
And talk us through your side of the story, because obviously you showed them an onboard, right?
Yeah, we show all the onboard and also the data log from the car, so they can see the brake pressure and everything. So yeah, obviously Johan was unlucky to get a problem with the car, so he was braking very early to the last corner, and then I couldn't manage to brake before I hit him. But as I could see on the data log, I was braking all the time, so I had only 177 RPM, so I tried to brake as hard as I could. So yeah, it was not my intention to do something against Johan. It was just a race incident.
And Johan is stood right next to you, so obviously you've talked about this, or?
Yeah, we were in the jury room together and also talked about it afterwards. So yeah, I think it's fine.
And he seems to be in agreement with you?
For sure, he would like to be first over the finish line, but he saw the data log and everything, so it was like he said, he could not say anything about it.
And fantastic that you got that win, because when was the last time you won at Rally X?
Rally X, it was 2018, I think, so it was a long time.
It's a while. That's a while.
Yeah.
Feels good, huh?
Yeah, it feels good.
And you've been out for Q1 now. How did it go?
Not the best Q1. Was fifth from the second corner, so it was difficult in the dust and everything, but I will try to do it better now.
Good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Like I mentioned to Thomas, he obviously already knows that Johan is right next to him here, so we're going to dive in there and see how things are this morning. As you can see, the car's still very battered up from yesterday. In Höljes, he decided to change the door, but here in Kouvola, he just keeps the same battle-scarred door. Is that how you feel today?
Yeah, the car more needs to stick, but no, it's all right.
You're getting to be an old man, right?
Yeah, starting to. We're following each other.
Quite a bit of drama in that supercar final yesterday. I just spoke with Thomas. Your thoughts?
No, for me it was not much drama, to be honest, but I saw half of the Audi in turn 2 when I came the second lap, recognized those wheel arches, and then I had a good lap after they took the Joker, and then from there on, at one point during the heat, apparently I burst power steering hose, so the oil was leaking out during the heat. And on top of that, I had a smoking rear right tire, and they were new for semifinals. I was trying to keep that in mind after I got out in the lead to try and preserve that tire a bit. And then, the steering started to be on and off for the last 2.5 laps, and then more or less from 1.5 lap in, there was almost no power steering at all. So it was a bit tricky, but in the end, I mean, there was some discussions back and forth afterwards. But to be honest, for me, the race was already lost before I crossed the finish line when I didn't win. So Niclas won, Thomas won anyway. So, if we are second or third, that's not the end of the world.
But you do agree that Thomas deserved that win, or?
I think it's up to the stewards to take that decision.
Tell us about this hose for the power steering. Is that a bit of a freak accident, or how does that happen?
To be honest, I'm not sure. Just a hose that bursted, and it shouldn't happen. But like in motorsport, everything happens sometimes anyway. But we just have to see if we can avoid that somehow. But I did have some contact in in turn 2 with the Armco. So maybe that was enough of a shock in terms of bar in the hose, and that made it burst. So but I don't know.
It was obviously not many laps, but how hard is it to drive without power steering?
One corner is enough, believe me. And it's like every time you hear a driver loses the power steering, you're like, come on, it must be possible.
Remember the old days, right?
Yeah. But if you don't have power steering, you don't have to turn all the oil that's supposed to be in the system. But when it gets no oil inside, it was so. I was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I hold the steering as hard as I could, and when I went over some bumps and crests, the steering was just playing games with me, like left and right. I couldn't affect anything.
Do you feel it today?
Not so much today. Yesterday I had a big arm pump, but today it's not so bad.
Big arm pump. We're going to leave it there. Thank you, Johan. That's not good, is it? A big arm pump from no power steering. Watch out, Peter, there's a car coming. We're going to dash over the gravel here to speak to Niclas Grönholm. I'm sure you've all seen his dad on social media who wasn't too happy about a penalty in the semi-finals. Just to mention a couple of guys, Jesse Kallio there, who's back with us in Rally X Nordic. He finished on the podium third yesterday. Of course, Simon Olofsson won. And here we have some cross-car juniors, it looks like, coming in from Q2. And here we have Niclas Grönholm, who finished second yesterday in the end. We did interview him as the winner. And we'll see if he's available to speak with us. Good morning. Morning. Car is getting prepped for Q2. Oh, can you get past here, Peter? Is Niclas around? Niclas is always happy to see us. Hey, morning. Is that your son?
Yes.
Ah, what's his name?
Elis.
Ellis.
Yeah.
Hey, Ellis. Do you want to say something? No?
Oh, something like
A bit shy.
I'm muddy.
And muddy. Niclas, yesterday, a bit of drama in that Supercar final. I ended up interviewing you as the winner and telling you that you won. You weren't too happy about the way it happened. And then a whole load more things happened after that. What went on?
A lot went on, but I guess there was some protest in the evening, and then they decided to not give a penalty, and yeah, that means I ended up P2 anyway. Yeah, but that was to yesterday. Now we have a completely new race, and it's feeling good.
Yeah. When you get to sleep on things that happened like they did yesterday, how do you sort of reflect, look back on it after a night's sleep?
Well, I have tried to not think too much about it because either way it doesn't really help. Just could probably harm this day more than anything. So yeah, just trying to focus on this race, and yeah, like I said, I think we had a good start to the day.
And your dad's reaction yesterday to that first penalty?
Yeah, he's a guy who shows his emotions, even though we tried to calm him down. But yeah, that's the way he is, yeah. And always been. Yeah. And I think it doesn't really matter if he's driving himself or if it's me behind the wheel. It's a lot of emotions going on, and sometimes you just can't control them, and that's the way he is.
Yeah. That's how it should be, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's sports. It's a lot, good and bad emotions. It's up and down all the time, especially in this sport. It's you can't always affect, your result. It's so much going on the track, so it's quite normal that the feeling is up and down during the day.
But when they decide not to give Thomas the penalty, do you think that they shouldn't have given you the penalty either then?
Yeah, that's how I feel. That
yeah.
It should be same for everybody, and yeah. In my eyes, I think it should not have been a penalty for either one. that's how I feel, and I think yeah, but it is what it is.
Moving on.
Yeah.
You've just been through Q1. How was it?
It was good. It's starting from pole is not good. You lose traction after 20-30 meters completely, and then
Tell us why, because there's a bit of a dip, right?
yeah, there's a bump, and I don't know, 10 meters after that, it seems like you're just spinning your wheels, and like everybody takes half a car length on you, and now even in Q1, I think there was some loose gravel coming from the gravel trap in turn 1 onto the first line, so that made it even worse. And I think Johan, for example, had the exact same problem. We were both fourth after corner 1, so that's how it is. I would say luckily I don't have to start from pole in Q2.
Thank you very much. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Right. Well, it's time to leave Niclas to get to things today at round 4. Forget about all the drama yesterday. Let's get on with today's racing.